Welcome back to Real Estate This Week, the online news channel for those of you who call Staten Island home. This is Hannah J. with realestatesiny.com. This week we have a lot of Hurricane Sandy updates, so stay tuned to see if any of the changes will affect you. First on the agenda today, FEMA's Transitional Sheltering Assistance Program has been extended once again. The Federal Emergency Management Agency has extended their hotel program for Hurricane Sandy victims once again. About a month ago, on April 24th, the agency announced an extension to their Transitional Sheltering Assistance Program, making the deadline May 29th. On Friday, May 24th, the agency announced yet another extension, making the current deadline July 7th. Do you recall now how many times this program has been extended? Maybe they should follow suit with the city's hotel stay program, which no longer has a deadline at all. More than 1/3 of Red Cross funds have been left unspent. In the aftermath of Hurricane Sandy, the American Red Cross raised about $300 million in donations for recovery. This past week, it was revealed that over 1/3 of those funds have still not been spent. Many are saying that the donations should have been used already to help victims of the storm. After receiving a letter signed by numerous members of the City Council inquiring about these unused funds, the organization stated that they have been holding on to the money to assist the needs of families that have not yet been covered, such as those who have been left homeless and have not received any money elsewhere. The organization claims that they have been working with victims each day and that they expect to distribute up to $10,000 to families for housing assistance. Hurricane Sandy victims may see their property tax bills decrease. In a press release dated May 28th, this past Tuesday, Mayor Bloomberg and the New York City Department of Finance Commissioner David Frankel announced a $90.3 million tax break for those whose homes and/or businesses were damaged by Hurricane Sandy. Since the damaged structures will now be worth less, property taxes for roughly 53,000 residential and commercial properties will be decreased. According to a statement from Mayor Bloomberg, many single-family homeowners will likely see a 15% reduction in their property taxes, while owners of commercial properties should see a 6% reduction. The penny harvest has turned into a hurricane harvest. Back in November, New York City students participating in the penny harvest decided to use the funds to help the city recover from Hurricane Sandy. After being nicknamed Hurricane Harvest, the program's slogan changed from "With your pennies we'll change the world" to "With your dollars we'll rebuild New York." Instead of solely collecting pennies, students began asking donors for dollars as well. The highlighted school this past week was IS-72, whose students collected over $2,000. The funds they collected were given to 8 Hurricane Sandy relief organizations on Staten Island. The previous week, on May 23rd, students from PS69 gave Construct Relief, another nonprofit organization, a check for $2,572. Con Edison is making preparations for future storms. On Tuesday, May 28th, Con Edison announced that over the next 4 years, the company will be spending over $1 billion in New York City and Westchester County for protection from storms. Residents of these areas were literally and figuratively left in the dark for quite some time after over 1 million power outages occurred as a result of Hurricane Sandy. The improvement process will include the installation of floodgates and barriers, submersible electrical equipment, stronger utility poles, and float check valves, among other things. The company will also be investing $1.2 billion to improve their electric delivery system for the year's summer months. Staten Island has a new tourist attraction for British visitors, though it's been here for decades. On May 30th, the Staten Island Boat Graveyard was added to the New York City's British Guide to NYC for the summer season. The boat graveyard is actually the site of what was once the Witt Marine Scrapyard, which came into existence in the mid-20th century. The scrapyard is located at 2453 Arthur Kill Road in the Rossville section of Staten Island. Arthur Witt Jr., the founder of the original scrapyard, was in over his head when he began collecting the vessels. The result was a graveyard of over 400 vessels, which is still being added to today by the current owner, Don John Marine Company. The scrapyard has many historic vessels, such as the Abram S. Hewitt, which was used for the rescue of 1,400 people in 1904. Speaking of historic vessels, the oil tanker that made history during Hurricane Sandy will be auctioned off on June 6th. Stick around until the end for more information on this event. Here are the most recent updates on new housing construction for Staten Island. On the north shore of Staten Island, 2 semi-detached, 2-family homes will be constructed on Wingham Street between Maryland Avenue and St. John's Avenue in the desirable Shore Acres community. On the south shore, the communities of Arden Heights and Huguenot will be home to newly constructed residences. In the Arden Heights community, 6 semi-detached 1-family homes will be constructed on Chatham Street between Kenilworth Avenue and Woodrow Road. In Huguenot, a 1-family detached home will be constructed on Lamont Avenue between Huguenot Avenue and Nippon Avenue. And now for the upcoming events. On Thursday, June 6th, the John B. Cadell oil tanker that was washed up on Staten Island shore during Hurricane Sandy will be sold at an auction. The auction will occur at 1 p.m. at the Old Witt Marine Scrapyard at 2453 Arthur Kill Road. The minimum opening bid will be $25,000. On Saturday, June 8th, the Staten Island Children's Museum will be holding a carnival and science spectacular from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. The event will be held at Snug Harbor, which is located at 1000 Richmond Terrace, and tickets will cost $15 at the door and $12 in advance. The event will consist of carnival rides, games, robotics, workshops, and more. For more information or to purchase tickets, you can visit www.statenislandkids.org. On Wednesday, June 19th, the Italian Cultural Foundation at Casa Belvedere will be hosting a golf outing and bocce tournament at the Silver Lake Golf Course. For those interested in the golf tournament, the cost will be $175. Those interested in the bocce tournament will pay a fee of $100. The price for those who would just like to enjoy dinner is $75. All proceeds go toward the renovation of Casa Belvedere. For more reservations or inquiries, you can call 718-273-7660. On Saturday, June 29th, Staten Island's annual Celebrate America event will take place at Wolf's Pond Park. The event, hosted by Borough President Molinaro, will begin at 6:30 p.m. with a concert. Later on at 9 p.m., there will be a fireworks display. It's getting hotter, so here's another update on park closures for Staten Island. Lieutenant John H. Martinson Playground, Midland Playground, and Tottenville Shore Park are all still closed. The playgrounds at Conference House Park and Faber Pool and Park are also closed. At Wolf's Pond Park, the barbecuing area and hockey rink will be off limits to the public. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and read our blog by visiting trendingsiny.com. Also, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this is Hannah J. with realestatesiny.com.